Hey everyone, episode 3 of the Tom Holland-a-thon, and today I will be watching How I Live Now. I barely know anything about this film. I think it's about a girl played by Saoirse Ronan who falls in love with someone or is in a relationship with someone, and I don't know, something about a war as well. I don't know what war. I don't even know if it's a real one or if it's a made up one. The outfit that Saoirse Ronan wears on the poster looks kind of recent. I mean, modern clothing. So I guess it's a made up one, or it's a war I'm not familiar with. I'm pretty sure it's a love story, but I don't know who will play the lover. Will it be Tom Holland? I don't know. I mean, Tom Holland and Saoirse Ronan are almost the same age, I think. They differ like 2 or 3 years. So it could be. It could be. Could also be someone else entirely. Could be a woman. Could be a non-binary person. I don't know. I also wonder what accent they will both use, because Saoirse is Irish and Tom is English, but they're both quite known for doing American accents often. So I wonder if they will be doing an American accent, or maybe Saoirse will do an English accent. Maybe Tom will do an Irish accent. I'd like to see that, please. Irish sounds beautiful. But anyway, a love movie with Saoirse Ronan and Tom Holland. This can't possibly be bad, right? So I will let you know what I thought of it after I've seen the film. I'm back, and wow, I really like that film. It only has a 6.5 on IMDb, but I think it deserves way more than that. Anyway, How I Live Now is the story of Daisy, an American girl who moves from New York to the English countryside to live with her aunt, I think. It's during a war, and it's not explicitly stated, but I think the reason she has to move in the first place is because New York isn't safe anymore. Anyway, she moves to England to live with her aunt, and she falls in love with her step cousin. Is that weird? It feels weird. It's explicitly stated in the film that they are in fact not related. So I guess it's not weird. But they're still cousins, right? It feels weird. Regardless of it being weird or not, I don't understand the family ties in this film, because Daisy's mother died when she's young, right? And then she moves to live with her aunt, and her aunt has 3 children, but how is she related to her aunt? Because there's a scene between Daisy and the aunt which makes me believe that the aunt is the sister of Daisy's mum, but if that's the case, then the children should be her blood relatives, right? But they're not. That's explicitly stated. So I guess that aunt is a step aunt. Is that even a thing? My theory is the children are definitely the real children of the aunt. So I guess that the aunt married the brother or sister of Daisy's mum. That would be the most logical explanation. Yeah. It's probably mentioned in the book somewhere. I haven't read the book. If it is mentioned in the book, I'm sure someone will let me know. Anyway, England turns into a war zone as well, and Daisy and her lover, step cousin, no, that still doesn't sound right. Anyway, they get separated, and the rest of the movie is her quest to find him again. With that being said, I can answer a couple of questions I had in my pre-thoughts. For one, the war is definitely a fictional war. It's not a real war that happened. At least I don't remember London or Paris ever being bombed. Maybe I just have a bad memory, but I'm pretty sure it's not a real war. Speaking of war, I'm feeling a sort of threat here in Tom Holland's movies, because his first movie was to show the terrors of a tsunami, and now it's about all the horrible things that happen during a war. Are you trying to make me feel bad, Tom? I mean, war is probably worse than a tsunami, because at least a tsunami isn't anyone's fault directly. You could argue a war is not anyone's fault directly, but it's still humans killing other humans, so it basically is. Anyway, I am very glad I don't live in a country that is currently at war with any other country, and if you do, I am truly very sorry. I am. I compared this movie to The Impossible. I think I liked this movie a little bit better. I definitely enjoyed it more. I don't know if it is actually better, but I enjoyed it more. And that is because of the love story, but more on that later. Another question I had during my pre-thoughts is, would Tom Holland be playing the lover character? And the answer is no. And it's quite funny that I even thought that, because in the movie it's pretty clear that Daisy and Isaac, who is played by Tom Holland, are pretty different in age. But I swear they're not in real life, right? They only differ like, I don't know, let me look it up. My source for the following is all IMDb, by the way. Tom Holland was born on June 1st, 1996. So that means he turned 25 this year, in 2021. So when this movie came out in 2013, he was 17, right? Saoirse Ronan was born in 1994, so she was 19 when this movie came out. Tom Holland was 17 and he plays a 14-year-old boy in the film, and Saoirse was 19 and she plays an 18-year-old girl in the film. I don't think her age is confirmed at any point, but you know, I'll look it up. In the book she was 15 and Eddie, her love interest, was 17? I don't know how I feel about that. They had a sex scene in the film. I don't know if they had in the book, but they definitely did in the film, and 15 and 17, no, that's not right. I'm just going to assume both of them were meant to be elder in the film, so let's just assume that they're 18 in the film, okay? No, that's not right, because at one point she said she wanted to be 18, so she must be younger. Is she 15? Oh, that's not okay. Starting from now, in my headcanon, both Daisy and Eddie are 18 in the film. Is that okay with everyone? Great. Anyway, weird love relationships aside, another question that I had was which accents would Saoirse and Tom be doing, and the answer is Tom would be doing an English one and Saoirse would be doing an American one. That is a combination I did not expect, but yeah, it's not bad. Saoirse's American accent is quite alright. Sometimes I did hear a bit of an Irishism in there, I think. And Tom Holland is just English, so his accent is perfect. This story, I think, at some points was very predictable, and at other points I thought it was very unpredictable. Spoilers for a couple of seconds, so just turn off your audio until this little sign has gone away. When Daisy found those body bags, I was 100% sure that Isaac was going to be in them and Eddie was not. That was really predictable to me. Like, there wasn't any scenario in which she would not find Isaac or in which she would find Eddie. That being said, I did think that she was going to arrive at the house and find Eddie dead. I wasn't expecting him still being alive. Granted, his mind isn't really all there, but you know, it's implied that there would be a happy ending eventually. I didn't really expect a happy ending, but I'm glad we got one. With that being said, we have our first Tom Holland death during the marathon, which is, I was going to say lovely, but nah, I'm not going to say it. Right, I think I've rambled for long enough. I'm going to give How I Live Now an 8 out of 10, because aside from the icky love story, I can't believe that 15 and 17, that's not right. That's not right. But I didn't know that while watching the film, so that doesn't take away from my enjoyment of the film. The actors are clearly older, so yeah. I like the love story. I like the idea of wanting to be with your significant other and quite literally surviving a war for it. And of course, I am a big fan of Saoirse Ronan and Tom Holland, so... By the way, Saoirse Ronan, she definitely has that something that makes me want to do a marathon of her films. She's definitely some actor marathon potential. Anyway, next episode I will be watching In the Heart of the Sea, so do join me for that, and I will see you then.